Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Romeo Planning Commission meeting for July the 8th, 2021. We'll begin with roll call.
Stegner,
Here.
Smiles,
Here.
Foltz,
Here.
Kier,
Here.
Stevens,
Here.
Hall,
Here.
Mr. Webb's not here. Okay.
If everyone's looked at the agenda from May, if you have any changes or comments, if not, I'll make a motion we approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Any opposition? No. Oh, wait a minute, I did that backwards. Okay. So that's done. So approval of tonight's agenda. Any additions for tonight from anyone?
Do we have to remove the Steve Casson review?
I'm sorry?
Oh,
Are we going to remove Mr. Casson's review from the agenda?
We have a missive here from Mr. Casson that I'll read.
Okay.
Okay? So, our calendar for 2021, 2022, has everybody looked at that? Anybody want to make a motion to approve that calendar?
Make a motion to approve the calendar.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed to the calendar? No.
What was
so-
Labor Day on that? The only thing I didn't see, see September 2nd. How close
Let's
is
see,
it?
I don't have a calendar in front of me.
Let me just look real
It would be the
quick.
Thursday prior to.
Was it? Okay, I'm good then. I approve as well.
We're good?
Labor Day's the 5th.
Okay. No objections, the motion passes.
Excuse me, Chairman. You made the motion for the agenda. And
Yes.
Stephen supported it. And then who made the motion for the meeting minutes?
Was it you?
Well, yeah, I did.
Okay, it was
Stevens,
Tom.
okay.
Yeah,
It's been a
And,
long week.
and support of that?
I think it was me.
Okay, all right. Just wondering. Thank
Just a few
you.
minutes ago, you'd think. Okay, so we move on to the public forum. Is anyone here? It doesn't appear that there's anybody here, so we'll move on from that. New business, we already did the calendar. Mr. Casson has sent us a letter regarding the Delora Dental Site Plan from Mr. Casson. Per request, I have reviewed the plan submitted for exterior building improvements for the Delora Dental Building. I find that the plans submitted are in conformance with Romeo zoning ordinance, and therefore I recommend approval. Now, everyone's seen tonight's plans. Any comments or questions about the site plan?
The only thing I was saying earlier, when we were talking, was that, just that ADA. So if you're doing the ADA, and if they're gonna just put the stamp in, we just wanna make sure that the actual sidewalk and the curb and gutter will be compliant. So I would make a motion to approve that with that addition of the ADA and the curb being in compliance.
Okay. Do you know anything about that, Mr. Delora? Or
Do you mean
Doctor?
From the parking lot on the west side, or do you mean the sidewalk? that
Any
was created?
ADA compliant, any ADA sidewalk you put in. So I know you guys have one on, that would have been the south, right? The south side, right at Durham.
Yes.
So you have one going there. I didn't see another one going in there. Did you have another
Well,
one?
that's gonna have steps, so that's not gonna be an ADA sidewalk, because we're.
At Main Street in Durham? How can we put a sidewalk in with steps on Main Street?
There's no way, there's not a continuous sidewalk now, because the grades are different, so if that's, preferable, but right now people have to, come across Culligan and head south,
Mhm.
have to run across the lawn and then jump over the sidewalk to Wilson's.
On the Wilson side you're talking about?
On the north side of the
Okay.
sidewalk that's existing now.
So it would go down?
Needs 2 or 3 steps. Can't remember if this would-
Because it'd be too steep to be putting it on a straightaway, so that's maintain slopes. We don't have any steps in the village. I don't know how we could put steps in. Well, I don't know how we could approve that right now. We'd have to talk about that a little more. I don't know. What do you, Lisa, what do you?
Yeah,
Dr. Delora, so right here,
Okay, yeah, come on up.
right here where it's showing these ADA spots,
Not there.
okay, so these are not gonna be ADA spots?
They are.
They are, okay. So is there gonna be a ramp? Is there gonna be ADA compliant in the concrete to get people through this door?
Yes.
Okay, so then you're putting another sidewalk up here,
This little right there.
that's gonna be right there,
To get you down to this is the existing sidewalk. In front
okay?
of my building now, and then it's dead ends here at the parking lot, actually back here,
Mm-hmm,
and this is all grass.
all right.
So we thought we'd extend it and put something there to get people across the street.
To connect to the sidewalk
To
below
connect
Durham
to the
right there.
sidewalk. Okay.
So that sidewalk won't
So
be on,
this is gonna,
that'll be the city.
so you're
walk,
gonna
that'll
have
be
you're
his
gonna have
sidewalk.
a grade compliant for ADA to come down here so that they can cross Durham to connect to the side, no.
It's gonna be steps.
so they get to
This
the,
is below, I can't read the numbers without my glasses, but this is below the curb
East,
by 16 inches.
Yeah.
Jay,
if
you
it's-
wanna look at this?
Yeah, if it's on this, if it's on the property itself, it's gonna be
so it's
different.
ADA to the parking lot, but not beyond, is that the case?
See, he's got ADA spots here, okay, and they're gonna have compliant to get into these doors.
The parking lot
But
itself would
then
be
here,
fine.
it says concrete and ramps and walls, okay, so they're gonna have
He's
something
gonna-
here.
This is gonna have to all be compliant. There won't be a lot of steps here.
No, it looks like the steps are gonna be here. So it looks like they're trying to do something to make it where you can connect, you can come off of the sidewalk and go on to Durham, but you can't have steps.
Can't have, that's.
It can't, it's gotta be ADA compliant.
Yeah, so which would make it like 8.3, would be your maximum slope coming down, and 2 sideways, side to side.
Can you go over on this side
Could you,
and ramp it on this side?
That'd be in a parking space over here. We may be able to bring it down this way.
what if you started a downsloping ramp or downsloping sidewalk starting further back from the north side of the building?
811.
You're at 811, you get 806.
So it's,
5 times.
uh-huh.
You're actually higher here than you are here.
Yeah, somehow we can't have this stop, I know that. So I don't know if we need to refigure the grades and try again, or?
Well, I mean, you said contingent upon it
You can say,
being
yeah,
ADA compliant,
we
that the
can,
site become, you know,
we can approve.
Subject to,
Yeah, 'cause
Subject
everything
to-
else, everything else is
Right.
subject to
fine.
it being.
I hate to hold up his
Right.
efforts of going forward.
I'll stick with the motion that I made, if that's fine with the,
Well, you're not, he's still not gonna be able to do
Ends
what
up being
he's
higher right
doing.
here.
It's higher here than it is
He,
here.
he presents
So he's saying
something
that
that
there's
says
a
he's
downgrade in between those two?
Okay,
And that's supposed to be
So-
steps.
so what do you wanna
Yeah,
do?
you can have steps.
Well, you
We
want
can
to add
approve
subject
it
to.
on
Yeah,
that
you want to say
contingency.
subject to, so that you,
Subject to.
So
yeah,
what I
everybody
said-
understands what we're
originally said
talking
was
about.
same
Okay,
thing.
you wanna redo
Sure,
your?
sure. So I would make the motion to approve this contingent upon the ADA adjustment in the plan to be approved. to be-
Second. That's all, I don't think that's all you really have to say.
Okay.
I will ask one question. Who's gonna look at that?
Well, it's gotta come back to the office at some point, and we'll, I mean, even if we have to call a special meeting, we can do that, but.
Okay.
Well, but if it's contingent, if it's contingent upon
You
being
just gotta
ADA
follow the
compliant,
code,
then
right?
the building official should be able to look
Yeah.
at that.
Right.
Just
okay.
follow.
And it's one of the things that's probably gonna be later on anyway. He's gonna get going on there. He's gotta change a bunch of grades. It's, you know.
Should we specify the ADA compliance in regards to that
To that sidewalk.
east sidewalk? Because ADA compliance in the parking lot seems fine.
Everything
The
has-
whole thing has to be
Yeah,
ADA
yeah.
Well, that
compliant.
wouldn't
I
get
don't wanna
past building
specify
code
one
anyway,
thing and then I'm
right?
taking away from everything else. So I should stick with the motion that I made and everything
Right.
should be ADA
Yeah,
compliant.
because then they'll stop him in the
It's
middle of the
gonna- yeah.
project.
Yeah.
So,
Because then sometimes when people wanna put sidewalks in their property too, that's on them.
Right. Do we have a motion?
Okay, so we have a motion and support to approve the Dr. Dolores site plan contingent on compliance with the Americans with Disability Act. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Alright.
Any opposition, Dr. Dolores?
Use-
Oh. All right.
Get the echo in there.
All right, then I'm gonna make a motion that we unanimously end our meeting. Is there any opposition to that?
Support.
Hear nothing, so we're done. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Fedora.